Hey folks, Borry's back. So today for a video, to be honest, it's raining. I'm not really scared of the cold, but it's raining. So I thought I do want to do a video because I've actually been busier lately, and as I said in another video, I don't want to at the moment I don't want to be in a place where it's like push life out of the way because I'm making these videos like sell out to the just losing my head over making videos, and that's the only important thing. And I'm actually really trying to keep it real, and I just I want to be authentic, and I don't want to paint a picture like, oh, look at me, I'm all free and easy in a van and life's all there's kangaroos flying out my arse. I don't want to paint that narrative. I want to, be authentic. And so today I'm going to title this. It's already been titled. Treasure and Chats, maybe something like that. I went op shopping today because I love op shopping, and this is probably good that I'm talking about this and doing this. Just had to shut the door. It's probably good that I'm talking about this and doing this because it's a big part of who I am. I love op shops. I love treasure. I love things that are well made. And believe it or not, I believe it is part of survival. Being able to know how to make a do. Make a do, like being able to get something for cheap that solves, an issue with needing something. Well, I really worded that well, didn't I? So I love my knickknacks. I love getting stuff that's like, I'll never be able to afford, but because I found it in like a treasure, in an op shop. I get it for a couple of bucks. So I'll show you a couple of things. I got a cool bag. I mean, it's not really anything I was going to show, but this is $5. It's just the kind of cool bag. Nice and strong. So probably said it in another video, but I have this mentality and it's actually helped me being this way. But my thing was, if I'm ever homeless, at least I'll have good bags. I know that sounds funny, but it's something I've noticed where something I was talking to someone today about where one thing that makes me sad is you'll get people that are homeless and, that's not nice. But yeah, they'll be in squalor and they end up messing up areas and people move them on because they're just mess. And I mean, that's not surprising because often people that are homeless, there's mess in their life, and you find when there's mess in your life and things are out of control, if you could just take charge of things physically, you're almost halfway there, if you know what I mean. There's less mess in the head if there's less mess in the bed. No, I just made that up, but you know what I'm saying? Like having a clean environment, that's very powerful, very underestimated. It's very spiritual too. Oh, I could unleash on that. I could say so much. Anyway, I'll leave that hanging. So this is cool. It's actually taken apart, but I'll put it together in front of you. So this is like a lampshade that's adjustable. And look at this beautiful candle holder. Glass is a bit cracked in there, but you can't see it once it's on there. It says Paris, Orient Express, Istanbul. So I need some Turkish delight, maybe some what's that drink? Absinthe with the sugar that melts into it, and maybe some pulverized coffee or Turkish coffee. Sorry if you're Greek, you won't like that. It's Greek coffee if you're Greek. Anyway, so I'm going to kind of put that together. So this part screws into this base. See the hole? And it kind of goes like this, right? Reason I took it off is because see that screw in, see where I'm pointing, where my finger, right at the end of my finger, there's a screw going into the shade. That needs to be tightened, so let's address that. Here's a screwdriver I prepared earlier. Take that off. Now. And the beauty of it is, some things, if you know how to fix something up, you can fix and... Oh, the screwdriver wasn't clicked in. There you go, nice and firm. So now that shade... So I'll just make sure it's where it's got to be. So that should be, the shade should be sitting square, reasonably square to the pole. So what I do is make sure it's tight, and then maybe just give it a very gentle. Look at that, nice and square to the pole now. Look at that, mate. Like and share for more tips and advice. So, oh, this is cool. I love this. Can't wait to see it. Oh, don't want to crack the glass and just drop that. Deadly. So another thing I bought today, I was almost contemplating, lucky I didn't because it's raining, but I was contemplating doing, so I bought a hibachi for $40, which is very cheap. Hibachi is a Japanese clay charcoal mini barbecue. So what I will be doing, and I'll tell you, get excited because when I get a chance, I'll get some coals or whatever. I mean, I do want to do a coal making thing, but that's down the track when I do camping and I get my radiator fixed, as I've mentioned in the other video. But I'll do a hibachi, little cooking on the charcoal and hibachi. It's Japanese. I love Japanese things. I love how they go about things and all that. If you're Japanese, I need your crowd. I love your work. I love your culture. Yeah. So what I'll do, a little base for the candle inside. Little drop and stuff. So there's a base. That's a little thing for the candle. So I bought some candles. Here's some candles I made from beeswax. No, I didn't really. I actually do know how to do that, but that's, you know, a bit of work. But candle, now that will be too long. That candle's too long. So what I'll do, just snap it. I'll just snap it. I reckon that's, snap that off. Throw that in the bin, don't need it. They're cheap candles, I've got a whole box. Oh, I've got a lighter already on me. Check that out. So what I'll do is I'll kind of melt the bottom so I can glue this, the base of this candle. Don't burn the candle on both ends, eh guys? So I'm just dripping the wax and rounding off this bottom because I broke it really. I'm trying to even it out with the flame burning there and dripping wax into the bottom because we want it to stick nice and well. When I have enough in the bottom, I'll go like that. Nice and square. Look at that, mate. Like and share for more tips and tricks. And subscribe. So that kind of, yeah, like that. Seems right so far. Now, put the shade the shade of the candle. So it is a little bit long. You know what? I'm going to make this candle. I'm going to be annoying, guys, and make this candle even shorter, believe it or not, because that's too much. Like I said, they're cheap candles, $6 for 8 candles. Like, I'm not worried about keeping that little bit of paraffin wax, petroleum byproduct. So do the process again. Don't burn your face. Drip it in there. Even it out with the flame. Is this burning an eternal flame? No, it's not. It's just a candle. So drip it in there. Drip it in there. So you're watching Bori's episode of Treasure and Chats. Look at that. That's good. Well, it's like a little helmet. Looks like a little British soldier. Rightio, chaps, to the front lines we send the Aussies. Go, move it, no lollygagging. Rightio. Anyway. And yeah, you're probably thinking, people think I'm a madman in his van if they hear me. So put the glass on that. So, yeah, I'll show you. Just wait. I'll show you. That's actually not the candle wobbling off the base. It's so that's like that. Now with this, the only plastic part is that little top part. Wonder if it screws off. So I'll put this on. What I'll do, it's a bit fiddly here. Ooh, take the glass out. No, I won't take the glass out. It's actually quite tricky. Hang on. I meant to light this thing, you know, when it is all going. I'll work it out. Okay, let's look here. So does this top come off? Because by rights, spinning around, I think. Okay, that's just lodged on there. It's plastic. The rest seems like it's metals. Off comes the hat. And right then and there, while I'm doing that, your partner or your wife or someone walks up and they go, "What are you watching?" Welcome. Welcome. Welcome to my channel. Welcome. Please feel at peace. Yeah, they'll be like, "What are you watching?" Anyway, so screw that rod in that now has the thing off. It's screwed in. There's a candle, there's all that. You know what? Go ahead and light that candle. I'll give you permission, Boris. There you go. Give it a light. Beautiful, man. Look at that, dude. Beautiful. So that's lit. That's looking sick. Now, I'll put this hooded bandit buck on the shaft. Put him on. Now, the reason that's on a pole, this shade is because you can adjust to where the candle is, kind of thing. And right there. See what I mean? You can adjust it to where the candle is. So candle burns down and this follows suit. That's cool, isn't it? Look at that. I could use this for like what do you call it? Carols by candlelight. It's a bit wobbly, that base. I'll probably fix that with something one day. One day. And then all we have is to put the plastic part back on. Which is good that it just comes off easy and just there for looks. There we have from Paris to Istanbul. Look at this thing. See, candle's a bit wobbly in there. But I don't really intend to be walking around with this. So that's cool. I'll go put that. Don't really have room right now. I've got the hibachi right here. And you will get to see the hibachi when I do my hibachi video. So you're like, what else did you buy? Didn't get a lot. And I guess it kind of proves a point which I want to bring up with op shopping is sometimes you don't get a lot of treasure. And that's okay. Not being negged out. You check your, wherever you are, you check them and you kind of give them a bit of time, because I'm in Mount Gambier and I check them all out every now and then, and sometimes you don't find a lot, and that's okay. I know you're probably thinking, oh, you don't have a lot of money. I really don't have the money to be doing this, but I mean, that thing cost me $3. Actually, one of the pricey things I bought was the bag and this. Check this out. Waffle iron, very Aussie thing to have. Look at that. Still got the price on it, $5. Look at this. It's old. Look at that. Still got their grease from the waffles. How cool is that? And you're like, what do you got that for? Well, we're camping. You put that in the coals and you put a sandwich in it, and yaffle. Everybody gets a yaffle. And yeah, it cooks like, so you put your ham, cheese, tomato, whatever you put in there. Dead cat, dog food, dog chop. Dog chops is an episode I'm going to do. If my sister's watching this, she knows what I'm talking about. It's something I come up with. We're having a barbecue. Whenever you get gnarly looking chops, like your meat chops, I'll call them dog chops. So I'll do an episode where I'm cooking dog chops, eh? Dog chops. But yeah, how cool is that? So one day, Borrow's going to go camping, the crowds will be there, and everyone's like looking at someone, oh, look at his fancy car, look at his fancy boat to someone, and Borrow comes out with his fancy yaffle iron. Probably not, but it's cool, handy. I think I might have one back there, but a couple of these are not too heavy. That's another thing with, usually what I do is I replace things with op shop, because I've had people go, oh, I don't like op shopping because I've got too much stuff. I think that's a bad way of looking at it. Like I said in another video, I swap stuff over, and the other thing I bought was a mini shifter. It's actually massive. My hands are just that big. Not really. It's actually a mini shifter. Now it's jammed up. I haven't got it. It's in the back. Been too lazy to prepare it for this video, but I'm just going to use a bit of WD-40. Bit of love with WD-40, and hopefully it loosens up. Now, probably wouldn't have bothered with it, but it's a Sidchrome. And it's made in Sweden. So it's a good quality one. I found when they're this small, they're not usually good quality ones. They're just like cheap rubbish ones. But this one's actually a nice Sidchrome one. And I know if you ever worked on tight little places doing bolts and stuff on trucks or whatever, these are very handy. You can almost put that on a key ring, you know what I mean? So, little shifter, $1. Like, I mean, it's Sidchrome. I don't know what you pay for that new, but if it frees up, this little the adjuster grub, who be a nice little shifter. I mean, that's it for my knickknacks. But I think this is definitely the pride of my haul. See what I mean? I went in there and I find stuff like this because I know what I'm. Your eyes, by the way. Whew, got some heavy stuff to share. Good stuff. Just heavy, weighty, good, like a good meal. Okay, so I want to talk about something. I want to talk about vision. So God's always talking to me, and one of the things He's talking to me past maybe couple of days, or even today, is about vision. And so where do I start? So I found when it comes to finding cool treasure, often right under the noses of people that, you know, are even working in the shop. And they're like, whoa, where'd you find that? That's really cool. And they're genuinely like, whoa. Is because my vision, I'm looking. I'm not only looking with vision, you know, and if you don't have vision spiritually, and it is a spiritual thing, if you don't have vision, you won't see certain things. You won't even have the capacity. And so with these treasures I've found stuff where people are shocked what I find. Because my brain, once you know what you're looking for and you're looking at, your eyes adjust. It's just like reading. Reading is a good example of vision, where, you know, when you start reading, you're like, you know, oh, that makes this sound. And, but eventually your brain, the power of vision, your brain sees the letters and it's like, become, you know, or suddenly the words, you don't even need to think about it. You see. And, you know, that's your muscle memory. But so it is in the spirit. In the spirit where you see things. There's things I see, and I said in another video where I'll be very vague and stuff. If I was to try to explain some of the things I see, and even go through, not all of it, a lot of it I can explain, and I do at times. I don't share everything with you guys, and I wouldn't, you know, there's stuff you have to reserve for different reasons. It could be, see, you're being watched, you're being listened by different things, and, you know, that's another topic too, but, you do have to protect the vision. Protect where God's taking you, and it's not for all ears and eyes to, jealous ears to hear, and jealous eyes to see. So yeah, do protect your vision. Be very careful who you share your vision with. Even good people. You'll be shocked what can come out of good people, or people that you think are good, or you know, people you really respect and stuff. I've encountered some stuff lately that was it was all God showing me. It was just a situation He was warning me about with certain individuals, what they carried. People that a lot of people really like, and I still like them. They're still godly people, but yeah, they got some stuff going on, and I'm so grateful that not only has God protected me. Oh, guys, I live in a bubble of protection, probably more than anyone I seem to know. I'm not saying no one else has what I have, nah, or can't, or I'm also not saying no one else can have what I have, but it's something I've cultivated with that I've prayed for, that I've believed for, that I've envisioned, that I've needed. God's good. He knows what you need. You know, and there's hard times for a lot of people, And I don't ever want to get so caught up in my own thing that I just become unaware of people's plights and struggles, or forget about people's needs, get caught up too much. And I do get caught up, guys. I'm not trying to say, please don't listen to what I'm not saying in that sense, you know. I try to be pretty clear. I actually can be a pretty clear person. Some things I'm vague because I probably didn't even need to explain it. I shouldn't have been, in a sense, and a lot of spiritual stuff can be like that for me. Like, and you know, and only in hindsight, you're like, oh, I should have said this and that, and I could have said it like this, but instead the person was like, huh? Story of my life, really, story of my life. Yeah. So, what else was I gonna say? So yeah, hopefully get the radiator done soon. Hopefully soon I'll do the hibachi video. I try to squeeze this video in a bit of something, and I did kind of scrape from the bottom of the barrel, because, you know, like I said, I'm in the van today. It's raining. It's actually stopped raining at the moment. So I thought, and I am tired. I just get too excited. Like I said in another video, and I just wake up. I woke up this morning and had to go to the toilet, and then I was like, I might as well start making coffee. I make pretty good coffees in my van. If you like coffee and you ever come around to the van, hit us up. Yeah, so as I've said in other videos too, I'm an encourager, guys. So, you know, and I do want to say there's some of you, and again, I'll never name drop, and I'm careful to even what information I share. I don't even want people to connect the dots. Oh, that's someone. I'm very careful with that. I don't like gossip. I don't like to destroy people in any way. I think the devil is working at that, and you know that's a problem with a lot of people that I don't need to contribute to. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, so I'm getting a lot of just things around the sides, and it's not all to do with this YouTube channel, which is good, and I didn't want that. I didn't want everything to evolve around the YouTube, but in a sense, my YouTube channels are a sign of where I'm going, sign of what I'm stepping into, and season's definitely changing for me. There's more things I'm excited about than things that are like plateau. Can honestly say there's nothing scaring me or really rattling my cage. So yeah, so I'm yeah, like that protection that that has for me. As an encourager, as someone that has that heart to go, oh, I want you guys to have this freedom and share it. And it is a generosity thing too. I want you guys to really experience the freedom. You know, there's things that frustrate me that people battle with, because I'm like, and the people do get the wrong idea sometimes where I'm coming from, for sure. And I'm constantly always learning how to communicate. I feel like for the past couple of days I was in a couple of scenarios where, I mean, this happens every now and then anyway. It didn't surprise me, but sometimes where people are at, you need a lot of grace and patience, because nothing you say really helps. And just reacting to it, even reacting to it in a good way. And just found myself reacting to a couple of people. I don't want you to know who they are in any capacity. And I just found one person in particular, someone dear to me. This person had an experience where it was just really negative experience. By the way, this is something I actually talked to the person to right after. So don't think I'm talking about something about someone that I didn't even say to their face. And the person I experienced, as soon as I saw the person, I could tell the person was just carrying a bit of negativity. And because the person was carrying negativity, I made a statement about something. And the reason I made the statement is because I could feel the negativity. There's at least 3 reasons why I did what I did. One of them was because I had a day where I stirred up some things. I was fine. I'm fine. But I felt very vulnerable, if that makes sense, from a spiritual situation. It really was spiritual. Like if I did tell you about it, which I wouldn't hear, you'd probably be like, huh? Like, a lot of things I experience, if you don't get it, you don't get it, and that's okay. I don't expect you to get it, and I shouldn't be putting that on you, you know? But yeah, that's one of the reasons I reacted was I wanted my friend to know, hey, I'm not going to be your punching bag. Because a good friend, to a degree, with grace and patience, and when they trust each other, when you have that trust established and you believe in each other, you can take a bit of punches. You can, every now and then you can be a bit of a punching bag. But this is a very new friend to me, and like I said, day before, the person has no idea what I went through. I have no idea what they went through. I just know they were carrying something heavy. And, you know, I tend to, the way I am, different reasons, not always, but I can be a bit of a target. Because I am often an easygoing clown for good reason, in tactical reason too. It's not all, to be honest, most situations, most people, there's a lot of boring for me. I'm only really hungry for God and His Spirit, and I feel like most of life can be very boring, which stirs me to get into things, makes me very loud, and my attention span and my boredom's my attention span's small and my boredom's great, in a sense. So you can imagine how my brain's kind of working because of that. So one reason was me going, hey, I'm not your punching bag. Back off. You haven't seen this side of me, and you will. Again, new friend. So, but this person's much like me in the sense, if you hurt him or you hurt me in a certain way, and you're a close friend, or even someone that's, say, working with me or whatever, I'll snap at you like a dog. Like, you know, I'll snap at you. But there's nothing there. I'm not hanging on to it. I'm just like, hey, I'll let you know. Back off. I can defend myself. There's more to it, but I won't go into this part. I kind of have to explain myself. I don't feel like I need to explain myself to anyone, by the way. I just, for the sake of my story, and I feel I can. But let's just say I have been bullied before, lots. And spiritually, I saw some bullying going on. And for reasons I wouldn't say I fully understand. I do understand. I stirred that spiritual kind of atmosphere, so to speak. And yeah, vague, I know. Because I'm not going to go into too much detail. And some people I have chatted to that probably watch this. So yeah, it was also me kind of going, I'm not going to get bullied. And even, trust me, guys, when I tell you, even good people can get influenced by things. And that's very common. That's something I run in all the time. It doesn't make the person bad, or I could go into that. Another topic. So that was another reason. It was kind of going, hey, like, back off. I'm not just going to sit here and I haven't got the stamina to take this. And a lot of times too, when I feel out of depth, this is probably the third reason, and I don't apologize for this. It's just, I find more often than not, it's a good thing. I find when there's hostile situations I'm in, often when they're really bad and I'm out of my depth, or I'm not willing to sign up to fixing something, and I definitely choose my fights and battles, I'll 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 cut and run in some scenarios, and because I feel like, well, I know there's certain situations I've been in, and usually when I've gone out of my way to be in a bad situation, the only thing I can do is then protect myself. So sometimes what I'll say will be to do that. And again, unapologetic about that. And look, yeah, people can twist that and they go, oh, aren't you meant to be loving and love everyone and stuff? It's nothing to do with that. Of course I love them. Of course I love everyone. I'm talking about the real situation where something's going down spiritually. And it's something going down against the flesh. The flesh is at war. The flesh is, it's open to attack in a sense. And that's what I'm referring to. And I'm not talking about people and hating people, nothing to do with that. And most people probably mix that up. They'll hear me and they'll go, oh, so you're hating someone and you're pushing someone away. No. Well, I'm talking about spiritual stuff. I'm pushing spiritual stuff away, and I'm deliberately resisting from going into specifics about it because I don't want my channel to go somewhere it's not meant to. And even, I'm not always going to be talking about, because it is spiritual warfare. And you go, well, why you talk a lot about spiritual warfare? Because, and I'm vague on a lot of things. I'm so vague, for good reason. I'm communicating how I need to communicate. Yeah. So again, I want to encourage you, because why am I talking about so much spiritual warfare? Because I've found, and I've got plenty of these situations happening where we're all fighting. We all got to fight. Even if we think it's not a spiritual one. Your fight could be, I've got a medical condition. Even though I'll tell you everything is a spiritual thing. Absolutely. First and foremost. You might not know it yet, but yeah, so I want people to not only be equipped, but to be comforted to know that they're not alone. And there's ways out. There is one way out. Jesus. That I won't be vague on. Could say so much about this. Everything I talk about, everything is based on God and His ability in my life, not my own. Yes, there's things that God entrusts to me to step into, to walk into, to learn, and all that, but He's the one who warns me. He's the one who protects me. His angels, and all that. I am meeting a lot of spiritual people that I really love and all that, and I know their heart's in the right place. A lot of people, not all of them, but sooner or later you'll quickly know. But I'm going to be talking to you very bluntly, because there's things I don't want to hear from people when they start to try to tell me, like I don't know, or I need to know. I don't need to know things outside of God. And I know to some people, those things are, they're not outside of God or something, but they are. They are. If it's not rooted in Jesus, mate, it's not good. You're being lied to. And yeah, that makes me quite. It is quite rattling to know that people mucking around with spiritual stuff, and it's like, I don't get flattered, guys. Please, if you run into me and you go, "Oh, you're heaps spiritual," I don't like that. I don't. It doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't, because I don't want to hear that. I'd rather hear. I'd rather hear that you're in your room and you went, "Jesus, help me, help me." Boris is talking about something, and I think I believe him. Maybe I can have that. That's what I'm excited about. I'm not. I don't need people telling me, "Oh, you're spiritual." I know I'm spiritual. I don't need to, and I know what kind of spiritual I am. I know, and I know where I come from. I know my identity, guys. A lot of you are still struggling, and I'm not making you feel bad about it. Don't. This video is going way longer than I thought. Okay, I'm gonna have to really change the title here because there's a lot of talk here. But a lot of you guys are struggling with your identity, even people that do believe in Jesus. Because I was one of those. I wasn't a son for a long time, and now I am. So I want you guys to definitely put your trust in Jesus, 100%. Yeah, if it's getting preachy and religious, guys, I'm not sorry, but no. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry for something I'm not sorry for. So please, and I know this kind of stuff makes a lot of people uncomfortable, and I never made this YouTube channel to please everyone. And it's like, you heard me say it in another video, I'm not going to please everyone. I already know that. I'm already not surprised, if that's the case. So yeah, I definitely want to build you up in that you're not alone. And you might say, "Well, I don't know Jesus, and I'm pretty closed off and stuff, but I like listening to you and stuff." And sure, like, go for it. Awesome. I'm not pushing anyone away. No way. I just think that's a message. I think what I'm talking about, I know what I'm talking about already pushes people away. I know that, not think. I said think, but I know that. And I do sound very, maybe I sound self-righteous or pig-headed with things where I'm like, yeah, I know this, because there's things that I do absolutely feel that way about. So I think it's important for me to stand strong on what I know is real, so real, and I'm experiencing. And there's always someone older than. I've had a few scenarios where it still surprises me, some scenarios, but I've had some scenarios with people going, "Oh, but I'm older than you, you're still green." I had someone call me green, but I literally couldn't understand why. Like, I was asking, well, where'd that come from? Like, what do you mean green? Where's green even fit into what I was talking about? Yeah, it was an interesting scenario. There's a lot that happened there, and I just wanted to understand what the person was saying. I was like, why'd you say that? And then the person kept just throwing stuff at me, and I was like, what are you saying? I knew where it was coming from. I even knew why, but I didn't want to come from it. I know why you're doing this. I know why you're saying that. No, I came from a look. I'm just want you to understand. Where's it coming from? Why are you saying what you're saying? And yeah, it's got very defensive, and to be really honest, maybe I was very defensive for sure with my reaction, and I was shocked. I was shocked what was just kind of thrown there, and it was like, whoa, what's that got to do with anything? And there comes a time when you can't please people, and there's no common ground. Like I said in another video, not everyone's your friend. Men are two things. I've said this a few times. You're either a predator or a protector. or you're maybe somewhere in between, but usually you're one of them. So have a think about that, maybe or not. So yeah, guys, hope you definitely heavier video than I intended, but I think for some people it will be refreshing. For some people, it'll be like, whoa, what was that? Peace out, big love, big Borry. Thanks, guys.